Machiavelli's law of silence. Why saying less gives you more power. Andrew. Silence is not empty. Most people believe silence means weakness. They associate power with speaking clearly, defending quickly, explaining fully. Niccolò Machiavelli saw the opposite. He observed that the most powerful people were rarely the loudest. They were the least predictable. Silence was not absence. It was control of information. And whoever controls information controls perception. This video is not about being quiet. It's about understanding when silence shifts power and when it destroys it. Part 1. Why silence terrifies manipulators. Manipulation requires feedback. Words, emotions, reactions. Without feedback, the manipulator loses orientation. Silence removes emotional data, intent confirmation, reaction timing. And the human mind cannot tolerate uncertainty. So when you remain silent, something happens. The other person starts filling the gap. They explain more, reveal intention, escalate unnecessarily. This is not coincidence. This is projection psychology. Silence turns the spotlight around. The quiet person becomes the observer. The talker becomes the subject. That reversal is destabilizes. Part 2. The most common misunderstanding about silence. Let's be precise. Machiavellian silence is not avoidance, passive aggression, the silent treatment. Those are emotional reactions. True silence is contained presence. You are still there, still attentive, still grounded, but you are not feeding the exchange. Weak silence collapses posture. Powerful silence holds posture. People sense the difference immediately. That's why forced silence backfires. Silence only works when it comes from internal stability, not fear. Part 3. The 5 Machiavellian silence. Score. These are not tips. These are situational laws. Keycap 1. Silence during provocation. Someone provokes you. A comment, a jab, a challenge. Most people react instantly. Reaction lowers status because it shows. You moved me. Silence does something else. It forces the provoker to sit with their own behavior. The room shifts its attention. Not to you. To them. That pause is power. Keycap 2. Silence after disrespect. Disrespect 1. Disengagement. If you explain, you legitimize it. If you joke, you normalize it. Silence denies both. You do not correct immediately. You do not defend. You let the disrespect hang. This makes witnesses uncomfortable. And discomfort redirects judgment back to the instigator. Keycap 3. Silence when accused. This is the hardest one. Someone accuses you, misrepresents you, frames you. Instinct says, clarify. Machiavelli understood this trap. Defending confirms the frame. I am on trial. Silence here communicates. Your accusation does not define the terms. Accusers rely on your participation. When you don't give it, the accusation weakens. Keycap 4. Silence. During power plays. In negotiations, arguments, or status contests. The person who speaks first often reveals position. Silence delays commitment. It forces the other side to show urgency, reveal leverage, expose fear. This is why experienced negotiators speak last. Silence extracts information. Without asking. Keycap 5. Silent. Before decisions. Powerful people delay speech intentionally. Not because they're unsure, but because delay increases gravity. When you don't rush to decide, others reveal priorities. Pressure becomes visible. Influence shifts toward you. Speed looks decisive, but restraint low. Okay's authoritative. Part 4. When silence backfires. This matters. Silence fails when you are visibly anxious. You are seeking approval. You are internally unstable. In those cases, silence reads as fear. Powerful silence requires neutral posture. calm presence, no internal rush. If silence is used as a tactic instead of a byproduct of alignment, it collapses. Machiavelli never advocated pretending. He advocated self-mastery first. Part 5, Identity Lock, Endgame. Here is the final truth. Silence works only when you don't need to be understood immediately. You don't need validation. You don't fear misinterpretation. Silence is not something you do. It's something that happens when you are emotionally regulated. Your identity is stable. Your boundaries are internal. That's why manipulators hate silence. They cannot rush you. They cannot read you. They cannot move you. And when they cannot move you, you are no longer controllable. Final line. Machiavelli never said power comes from speaking more. He showed that power belongs to the person who can afford to say nothing.